What's up, everybody? Hello, happy Sunday. Hopefully, you guys had a good weekend. Uh, I think I did. I didn't do much, just hung out. Um, so, Bryce, hello. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. You're the first one. Robert Miller, hello. I'm gonna take sips of this before I can't. Jessica, hello. Kitty Shop, Badass, hello. Warrior Grandma, hello. Ca- Carney, Ramon, hello. Rachel Aguirre, hello. Marcos, Laura Yazazi, hello. Jim Lotus, hello. Life with Nat, hello. Alondra Correa, Mexican Korea, hello. Jordan Edwards, yo. Rats 420, hello. Yesenia Ortiz. Me and Yesenia are the only ones drinking. That's funny. Athena, hello, I'm good. Thank you. Alicia Zaragoza, hello, I'm good. Julia Armendariz, haven't seen you in a while. I'm doing great. Just sometimes I take vacations, right? A little break from everything. Jessica hit the thumbs up. Awesome. Kylie Perry, hello. Gypsy Howdy. Julie Martinez, I'm good. Thank you. It's Sunday. Sundays are cool, but the following day, go back to work. Karina Portillo, hello. Valerie Lopez, hello. Cassie L, hi. Nancy Velez, hello. I've been good. Danny, hello. Uh, RRK in Chicago, hello. Sandra Prayer, hello. Lou Perez, hello. Rachel Aguirre, I'm good. Thank you. Alicia Zaragoza is in Portland, Oregon. Stay safe over there, man. It's a disaster from what I hear. Linda Orgel is in San Fernando Valley, California. Yay. Jim Lotus is from the flat earth, not the round earth. Awesome. Laura Azazi, what are you drinking? I'm drinking Modelo. I don't know what anybody else is drinking, but yeah, I need to take a sip. K Hole. Hi, new fan here. I work at a Circle K where I see a lot of the people you've covered. Stay safe. That's such a tough job nowadays. The Circle K's. I see where you guys take a lot of grief, from customers, right? Unruly customers, and just a lot of verbal abuse and lack of appreciation. So thank you for going to work every day, K Hole. I appreciate you. Stay safe. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you a lot. Estella Lugo, hello. Wendy Hernandez, hello. Karina Ramos Pineda. Have not heard from Amber. Have not. Bryce Gardner is drinking wine. Cool. Carol Guzman Chubbs is not chugging right now. Hello, Carol. I lost. Robin Miller, hello to Phoebe too. Yep, she's taking a nap right now. She had a busy day. Estella Lugo, hello. Wendy Hernandez, hello. Did I say that already? SL Conley, hello. Elisa Zaragoza, thank you for watching the videos. Appreciate you. Laura Riojas is in Melbourne, Florida, way on the other side of the country. Awesome. Thanks for tuning in, Laura. I appreciate you. Aileen Ronquillo, Eileen G. Ronquillo, I believe you're in Philippines, right? I'm doing really good. Thank you very much. I appreciate you tuning in from the other side of the world. Eileen, you're awesome. Jim Lotus, you can stop drinking. So I don't drink all the time, but this one's for you, Jim Lotus. I appreciate your concern. Thank you. Sai 801, cool. Manuel Ruby, hello, I'm good. Athena, happy Sunday Fun Day. Celebrated my 43rd birthday today. Happy birthday to Athena Rodriguez, 43 years young. Awesome. Hopefully you had a great birthday. Thanks for on your special day, spending a little bit of time out with us. So you're awesome, Athena. Happy birthday to you and many, many more. Another 43 years, okay, around the sun, Athena. I appreciate you. Cassie L, vacations are necessary. Absolutely. Yeah, I got to unplug. You have to unplug once in a while and just unplug from everything. Just take a little break because it gets nutty sometimes. K-Hole, you ever go by Cave Creek and Cactus in North Phoenix? No, I haven't been up that way. Not to interview people. Polly Pocket, hello. Kylie Perry, my husband is a deputy in Portland. It's a mess, man. Hopefully, your husband stays safe. Thanks, thanks to your husband for being a deputy and trying to. Um, there's a there there's a thin line that separates uh, our normal society and anarchy, right? It's a very thin line. It's a blue line, right? It's law enforcement, deputies, sheriff, police, law enforcement in general. So that's what keeps the knuckleheads away is a thin, thin line. So appreciate all the law enforcement out there. They do a tough job. Jim Lotus, thank you. Appreciate your concern. Drinking is bad for humans. Don't drink, Jim. Jose Reyes is drinking a Corona. Cool. Warrior Grandma is near Portland. Awesome. A lot of Portland people tonight. Laura is drinking a Michelob Ultra. Cool. I don't think I've ever had a Michelob Ultra. Rachel Key. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you, Rachel. Good evening to you. Claudia A. Hola. Hello. Um, Whitney, good day from Australia. Awesome. Thanks for tuning in on the other side of the world. You're awesome. It has to be early or late over there, right? Monday morning has to be. Stevenson. Hi, I wanted to let you know we found my brother. Unfortunately, we laid him to rest. My condolences for the loss of your brother. Um, I'm not sure about all the details, but I'm sure you didn't want to find him that in that manner. But may he rest in peace and honor his memory. Carlotta de la Rosa, good evening. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Carlos Hernandez, hello. Gab3, hello. Kara C, hello. A Mexican Korea, you saw the hiker that got killed in Phoenix. Yeah, some knucklehead. You can't go hiking, can't do anything because a lot of idiots can't go to the mall. Some idiot and started shooting people at the mall in Texas, right? Some Hispanic dude, some lady, a 29-year-old young woman was just hiking in the desert trail, and some idiot assaulted her, and it's just it's sad, man. It's sad what's going on in our society. Just these losers, 22. The guy that did it was 22 years old, in and out of jail like a loser, right? And he ends up doing this. It's just I don't know what the answer is, man. I think we coddle people too much. We make excuses for people. Sad. Rachel Key, have you had an update on the homeless girl who claims she was having quadruplets? I have not seen her in months. Hopefully, she's doing better. Lady, hello. Samuel Vera, salute. Oldies girl, hello. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. Daniel from Texas, hello. Thanks for tuning in. You're awesome. Whitney, it's 11 a.m. Monday morning in Australia. Wow. It's what is it? It's 8:08 p.m. Sunday. Wow, that really is the other side of the world where it's already Monday. It's like it's like I'm speaking in the future. What's gonna happen in the future, Whitney? Christian, hello from Missouri. Awesome. Jay Olivares, good evening. What happened to the 7-year-old girl that had the baby who was staying with her friend? I haven't seen her, haven't heard from her, but all prayers to the baby Isabella. Good evening, LB. I did not watch the game. I kind of stay away from sports, actually. Warrior grandma, my son was missing over 15 years and now is home. I'm so grateful. I cry a lot for everyone still out there. My son was missing for over 15 years. So if you want to share a little bit more, warrior grandma, like what happened? How does your son go missing? Like did his father take him? Did the other side of the family take him? Uh, that's sad, but I'm glad you reunited with him for 15. Must have been miserable 15 years for you not knowing where he's at or who he's with or is he still among us. That's sad. Julie Martinez, I was surprised to see Miggy on another channel. There's like 10 other channels out there, right? People doing this stuff. So that's cool. There could be 100 other channels. I don't own Miggy or anybody else. They can do whatever they want. So, prayers and I don't watch any other channels. But as long as they have the right intention, the good intention, that's up to you guys. So just be careful who you watch and who you support. Because anytime you watch a video, you're supporting that channel. So you guys have to be in tune. Is that channel really doing it for the right reasons? Right? You got to use your brain a little bit. Julia, I just watched Peter Santinello at the Arizona border crisis. Have you watched him? I have not never heard that name before. Border crisis, been a border crisis for many years. Uh, have not seen Caitlin. Have not seen Tijuana. What did you have for dinner? What did I eat for dinner? I ate menudo. And it wasn't, it was like it was at about 4 that I ate menudo, 4:30 that I ate menudo today. So that's not dinner. I'm probably gonna have to eat one more time before I go to bed. So it was pretty good. Whitney, the future is a beautiful sunny day. That's for sure. That's gonna be sunny tomorrow. Nothing but sunshine here in Phoenix. That's for sure. Let me see. We're gonna look at the weather really quick. Monday, 94 degrees. Ugh. Next Saturday, 103 degrees. My goodness. That's sad. 103 degrees next Saturday. I'm not ready for it. I'm not. I might move to Australia. Francis Goins. First time I made it when you are live. Hi, I love your channel. Brings humanity to our area. Is that Francis or Francie? Francie Goins. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you watching the channel. I've never heard your name before, but thank you for commenting. I appreciate your time. And yeah, these videos are intended to give a face to the homeless population, to the the crowd that's battling addiction, bring a sense of humanity, right? So us normal or normal people can try to understand their plight and what they're going through. So thank you for understanding that, Francie. Athena says, "Thank you for all the birthday wishes. I'm truly blessed. God has been good to me." Absolutely, I agree. For me, God has been good to me, so I got to pay it forward, right? So pay it forward and do the best that I can to be a positive influence on others, so they can go out and you know spread the word and spread the seed of the message to so we can all do better. So that's good to hear, Athena. I'm glad you're having a great day on your birthday. Hey, Dora Kate Snowberger, hello from Austin, Texas. Hola. Alyssa Barrera, where do you normally interview people at in Arizona? Phoenix, everywhere in Phoenix. Alicia Zaragoza, my day was really good. It's a Sunday, got to just relax and not do too much. Ruby Acevedo, thank you, Ruby. I appreciate you. You're awesome. Ashley B, is there an update on that kid Tyler? No, no update on anybody named Tyler. JDM Beats, bro. I'm a Pawnee Indian. Have you ever used sage or sweet grass to cleanse your home or yourself? It can be very beneficial to pray and burn it. Let the smoke cover your body from head to toe. Cool. Thank you for the passing along that sage sweet grass cleansing technique. When I want to cleanse myself, I usually just shower. I just shower, lather up some soap, and I feel kind of good after that. Julie Martinez. I don't watch any of the other ones, so I was surprised. Awesome. Yoli, hi Art, made it to the live. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you too, Yoli. Here's this is for Yoli because I know she's a fan of Modelo. She only drinks one beer, she said. So that's for Yoli. Carlotta, you're welcome. Alicia Zaragoza, it's sad that there are blues all over now. Portland has it here. Stay safe, Alicia. Don't do blues. Don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. um, Jamie, God, I saw your name. Jamie. Where you at? I just saw you just right now. Jamie. Hello, Art Chat. Hope you're having a great night date. Jamie, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. I'm having a great day, evening, yay. JDM, you can even use it on the people you interview. Pray and let the smoke cover them. Cool. I'll let them know if they want me to blow smoke on them. I'll let them know. Go look for some sage. Thanks, JDM Beats. Appreciate you. Cam, love the channel. Thank you for loving the channel, Cam. I appreciate you. Warrior Grandma says he disappeared when he was a teenager and no one knew what happened to him. Turns out he's schizophrenic. I had to risk my safety to save him, but it worked. A 25-year meth addiction, clean, medicated. Wow. That is, he's schizophrenic and you lost him for 15 years basically. Wow, that is so interesting, Warrior Grandma. So yeah, you are a warrior, right? If you had to go rescue him and save him. So kudos to you for being a strong mother and saving your son that you hadn't seen in 15 years. Man, that's intense. Alicia Zaragoza, do you like living in Phoenix? I do. I do enjoy living in Phoenix, actually. Sandra Castro, cool name. Hello. Hello. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Buki, hello. Thanks for joining. Would he, yes, come to the land down under? It's always kind of funny. I had to chuckle when people say that. Come to the land down under. Yeah, cool. If I ever visit Australia, I'll definitely let all the Australia folks know. Lady, move to Chicago. It's chilly over here. Tomorrow is 56 degrees. Uh, I was there in October. I think it was October when I was there. It's fun, but all the Walmarts are leaving. They're closing because your guys' police department can't arrest them for because your guys' DAs, attorneys, and your politicians are they're so woke that they don't arrest people that commit crimes. So you might be moving over here pretty soon with all the craziness that's going on over there in Chicago too. So Chicago, Portland, uh, it's a mess. It's a mess here too, but they're not walking into stores and just taking stuff. They're taking the whole store basically. They're not doing that here yet. Our DAs aren't like that though. They do arrest people. Our police do arrest people. Jamie is gonna move to Australia. Cool. Belinda Luna. Belinda Luna. It's a cool name. Hello, thanks for joining, Belinda. You're awesome. Whitney, I'll fix you up with the yummy what? Vegemite sandwich. I've never heard of a Vegemite sandwich. I'm gonna have to Google that. I'm gonna have a yummy Vegemite sandwich here and save a 4,000 mile trip. No Jessica still, Lynn Payne. I'm Mexican in Korea. I went on a 9 hour hike with my wife. I couldn't walk for 2 days, man. I was dead. That's a long hike. 9 hours. Heck no. Alyssa Barrera, I'm from Phoenix, but mainly the Maryvale area. I'm concerned for my people out there and feel this strong need to help my community. Alyssa, cool. Yeah, definitely help your community. Talk to your family, your friends, and do what you can to uh, spread positivity because, yeah, Maryvale, it's a really tough neighborhood. Tough, tough. Don per, Perizu, Prezu is worried about Jessica. I haven't heard from her, so I don't know what's going on with them, but I'm more worried about the baby Isabella than anybody else. Jay Olivares, have you been to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, where the Civil War took place? I have not. The Civil War took place in many states across a big, wide expansion of land in the North and the South. But Gettysburg is popular because the biggest, that was one of the biggest battles in the Civil War. Uh, uh, so yeah, I'll go there eventually. Hollowed ground for sure. Itsy Bitsy Spider, hello. Lynn Payne, I have not heard from Jessica. Will Prulu, my family in Virginia is looking at sending my cousin, their son, to Phoenix for treatment, but he is not native, and I've heard that natives receive better treatment. Will, I would say do not send anybody to Phoenix. This is the last place you want to send anybody for treatment. I can't believe that you guys can't find a closer area closer to your house. Why would you send them here, where if he was to leave treatment, right? If he was to leave the center, he'll go out into the streets and buy these pills for 50 cents. Like, why does that make sense to people? Like, I don't understand that at all. Like, why here in Phoenix? That's the oddest thing, right? You guys have to know that this is this is where the pills arrive here and then they get distributed, right? um, it just doesn't make sense to send your family member here to Phoenix. Just bad. I would um, I would advise against that. MS, hello from the Navajo Nation up north in the Four Corners area. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Ruby Renova, hello. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. I don't know what Jim was doing. Was Jim flipping out? Some people, man, just some people just knuckleheads. Don't be a knucklehead. uh, Michael Webb, why no post lately? Because sometimes I take breaks, Michael. Sometimes I decide just, I'm gonna take breaks. Like I'm not gonna do anything today or tomorrow or the next day. That's why. Thanks for asking, though. Appreciate you. Alyssa Barrera, would it be possible for you to do a little more interviewing of the Maryvale area? For the past 2.5 years, I've done a lot of interviews in the Maryvale area, Alyssa. Marie Rook, I'm doing real good. Thank you. Appreciate you. SL Conley, I had surgery this week and got a gastric pacemaker. I'm officially a cyborg. Gastric pacemaker. Man, what is that? That's like a little automated little pump for your stomach or what? Interesting. Whatever it is, I never want a gastric pacemaker. Chris Connor, hi, Cuzzy. Un- a hello to all the ladies out there from Australia. Awesome. Lady, it is a mess, and you're right. I need to take myself and my baby out of here. Probably go to Australia like Whitney. Everybody's going to Australia. We should all go to Australia. Let's do a live in Australia. That'd be cool. Jeff Rowe, hello. Thanks for tuning in, Jeff. Thanks for moderating. I hear there's some knuckleheads, or there were. Don Paris So. Paris So is in the tiny state of Rhode Island. Awesome. Cool. Thanks for joining, Don Paraso. Appreciate you. Lynn Hill, hello. Bryce Gardner's on a second glass of wine. I'm on my first Modelo. I'm gonna take a sip. Hopefully you guys are drinking with me too. Having one beer and that's it. Blueful Jess, hello. Julia Armendariz, glad I caught live. Now have a good night and a week. Julia, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Have a good night, rest, and have a great start to your week tomorrow. Game Panda, I'm good. Thank you. I have not seen Miggy. Moon Glow, you are gold. Gold is kind of cool, right? Thank you, Moon Glow. Yulene Wages, I missed it. Have to catch rerun. Love you guys. Good night. Good night, Yulene. Alyssa Barrera says, I'm trying to make it in the tattoo business and I would like to help. I don't know how to go about much when it comes to getting noticed, but I need to bring my city up with me. Awesome, Alyssa. Yeah, just uh, you can donate your time at a school, a church, a food pantry, talk to family, go volunteer your time at schools, in the community, let your presence be known, influence younger people to do the right thing, make better decisions, and that'd be a great way to help. Buki is not going to Australia because they have spiders. Beautiful Jess is drinking a Coors Light. Sandra Castro is wanting to drink a LaCroix. I think, I don't know, is that a soda or a mineral water? LaCroix. I'm not sure what that is. I've seen it, heard of it. Sandra Prayer, 11:30 p.m. on the East Coast. Good night, everyone. Have a great week. Sandra, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. You have a good night, rest, and have a great start to your week tomorrow. Thank you. That's awesome. So yeah, I can't really talk about videos today because I haven't been doing any videos, right? I haven't uploaded anything in a long time. Sometimes it just feels good just to like unplug and just you know, just hang out. But this week I'll probably get back into the swing of things. I'm Mexican in Korea. I admire Australia because y'all ban guns. Yeah, they're never gonna ban guns here, ever. We would go into another civil war if that ever happened. Then we would definitely have a civil war, absolutely for sure. And I'm on the side of guns. I'm a Second Amendment defender for sure. I think a lot of people ask me like, why guns? Why guns are bad, right? Guns are bad. I say no, people are bad. Guns are just a tool, right? Like a knife, a car, right? There's some knucklehead in Texas that ran over seven people, that ran over a group of people today, and killed like seven of them, and like five of them are in the hospital. So because that knucklehead drove a car, used it as a weapon, and killed seven people, are we gonna ban cars? Right? How many hundreds of thousands of Americans, how many tens of thousands of Americans, I don't know the exact figure, but how many tens of thousands of Americans die every year of car accidents, right? So, do we ban cars? So we can't really ban, guns. We have to help these knuckleheads that have mental health issues, like the idiot that went into the mall today in Texas, right? Mauricio Garcia Martinez, right? That's the name of the idiot. Lived with his mommy and daddy, and decided for some reason it would be a good idea to take a weapon and go harm innocent people, right? So these people are obviously, they're just jacked up in the head. So how do we give them, those idiots, help, right? So that they don't go harm other people. If you want to harm somebody, harm yourself before you go harm innocent people. But so I think the the focus is always misdirected. I don't know. It's just my opinion. People ask me about that all the time, so I'm giving you guys my opinion. Don Paris. So it's 11:30. So good night, everyone. Keep doing what you're doing, Art. You're a blessing. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you, Don, for tuning in all the way in the smallest state in the country, Rhode Island. Is it Providence, Rhode Island? It's Providence, right? So yeah. Have a good night. Thank you for joining. Appreciate you, Don. Have a good night. Awesome. Gypsy lives on a ranch and she needs guns for her daily life out there, right? So yeah, I get it. Dogs. Good evening. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Biku baby girl. Hello. Bryce Gardner. If I ever find Caitlin, you'll see a video of Caitlin. Lady says, I don't understand why people are so heartless to commit things like that. And if you ever feel about hurting about hurting yourself, someone please get help. Yeah, it's hard to understand like what goes on in the mind of some of these people, right? It's a mental illness and we don't provide them any help, right? We always want to blame it on racism, society, systemic, whatever they say, and it's false, right? It's just that individual has a mental health issue that nobody addressed, they ignored. Um, uh, we don't force people to get medical help. We can, we allow them to. But how can you allow a mentally ill person with schizophrenia or just mental health how are you going to let them decide, to get treatment? They're never going to because they're not in the right mind. So I think our laws have to change on how we interact and how we care for people that need care. Lala 18. You say it's a tool, but the problem is the tools are too easy to access for cycles, respectfully. So, so I have guns. I didn't just go to the store and give them, $500, $1,000, and here, give me a gun. I had to wait like 4 days for them to do a background check on me, right? And so, um, bad guys, bad people with bad intentions will never respect the law. They're never going to follow the process. They don't care about the little sign that says gun free zone, right? Why do these things never happen? So a mall is a gun free zone, a school is a gun free zone, right? Why don't these mass shooters ever go to a police station, right? Why don't they ever go to a gun shop? Because they know that there's people going to be having guns. They don't want that. So they go where the most vulnerable people are at: schools, the mall, the movie theater, right? Where guns are banned, right? So, um, so these people get the guns because they steal them, they buy them off the street, um, and if it, I don't, it wasn't easy for me to get a gun. I had to go through an extensive FBI check like everybody else, right? But I don't see where they're easily attainable. How are they easily attainable, right? Um, I don't understand that premise where they're easily attainable. Warrior Grandma, thank you for what you do. You have no idea how it helped me when my son was missing. Man, that's, yeah, 15 years missing your son. Wow, again, that's intense. I'm glad he's back though. Nydia, I had a good weekend. Thank you. Hopefully you had one too. A person with a mental health issue chose to kill somebody, right? So killing was an action, right? Driven by choice, which you go deeper, peel another layer, it's driven by a mental issue. So that's kind of the premise. But Tommy Nick Zeisenkam. Cool, thanks. They are able to access guns in their other places, like get them from their parents. So then the parents should be held accountable, right? The parents should not have guns easily accessible for their children to get, right? The knucklehead that went shooting today, this so obviously mentally ill, obviously, right? We'll start with that right off the premise, right? To begin with, he had mental health issues because if you do that, you're mentally insane. Okay, so he wasn't a child. He lived with his mommy and daddy, but he was like 30 some. He was a grown man, 30 some years old, right? He's a loser. And his life sucked so bad that he had to go harm innocent people. That's tragic. So, what do you do for those people? What do you do for those? Like, where did he get the weapon from, right? I don't know. I don't know all the details. I just, again, I don't have answers. But I guarantee you that you just can't. What are you gonna do? Knock on my door and, hey, you gotta give me your guns? That's stupid. That'll never happen. That will never ever happen. Cindy Garcia, hello. Lala 18. When so many people in the US own them, there's a problem. No, no. People hardly ever die by firearms here. So I don't know where here is at, but you can't compare your country to America because America is different. Are there 350 million people in your country? Right. So right off the population is gonna be different, right? A lot of people compare America. In Finland, we don't have this situation. In Sweden, we don't have this. In Sweden, you don't have in Sweden, Finland, all these little tiny ass countries. You don't have 350 million people, right? So you don't have the Second Amendment, right? The government owns you, right? Just like all these dictators own people, right? Yeah, you guys pay 70% taxes, of your, we don't here. So we value our freedoms. We value our freedoms, and there's a reason why the Second Amendment exists is to defend ourselves against tyrannical governments. That's the difference. Oldies girl times three. I've had two neighbors years apart that were schizophrenic and both had guns and took themselves out. Yeah, mental illness, right? Mental illness. So if they had schizophrenia, they took themselves out without harming others. Like they should have been given help to get help so they can, you know, lead a productive life. Take medicine and try to contribute to society. So it's sad. People with mental health issues are not losers. People with mental health issues and they choose to go kill somebody, right? Go to the mall and kill innocent people, you're a loser, right? That act of harming others makes you a loser, not the mental illness, right? So half of the people that I interview are suffering from mental illness, right? But any one of them, if they were to take a weapon and go harm innocent people, they automatically become a loser. Because they're choosing to harm innocent people, and you can't justify that at all. You can't hide behind mental illness, right? If you want to be homeless and live on the street and consume drugs, you're harming yourself. Your mental illness is harming yourself. But as soon as you take that and go harm innocent people, I can't help you. I'm not a fan of you anymore. I can't. Those people are despicable. The guy that went into the mall today, is despicable. That man. Uh, I forgot his name, but Garcia Martinez, whatever his name is, just disgusting human being. Any update on Gabriel? I have not seen Gabriel. Matthew Loster, Long Beach, California. Yay. Was it today or yesterday? I'm sorry. When did the Texas thing happen? Was that today or yesterday? So I can't keep track, right? So the mall, was it today or yesterday? I can't remember. There's a there's a school. It's hard to keep track of all the names, all these cities, and we have to do something. Open up mental health institutions, right? I would say open up mental health institutions, and house these people and try to rehabilitate them, or just get them off the streets, give them medication, monitor them. That's what we need to do. We need to open up mental health institutions to house these people. That's the answer. That's more doable than going knocking door to door, say, hey, we need to confiscate your guns, which would never happen because people aren't going to give their guns to the government. We'd be going into a civil war. I guarantee it. I'm calling it right now. Dogs, they need mental health housing, and for the relatives to turn these family members in, have them, um, Yeah, I agree. We used to have we used to have um, mental institutions, right? But they all got closed in the 80s because there was so much abuse, right? There's physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, right? The doctors, the nurses, the everybody was abusing these people because they're mentally ill, schizophrenia. But now we have cameras, right? Now we have cameras everywhere, so we can open them up and house these mentally ill folks, try to give them some care, comfort, get them off the streets, away from drugs, and away from the danger that's out there, right? So, but nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about that. Instead, they're gonna try to distract you. Say, oh, it's guns. Guns are the problem, right? And I just don't believe it. Randy S, it's me, Carlo. You did me interview not too long ago. I'm the kid who prayed to Shorty. Carlo, hope you're doing well. Hopefully you're doing better, and keep me updated. Warrior grandma, they have to be made to try medication. Most are afraid to do so, like my son was. So yeah, I think when you're again, our laws have to change because um, we still have the right to refuse medical treatment. But I think when you're mentally ill, you shouldn't have the right? Because you're not in your six senses, right? You're not in your um, you're not in your senses. You're not thinking correctly. You're not thinking. You're just not thinking correctly at all. So why would we give the option to, like for example, some of the people I've interviewed, right? They're schizophrenic, and we can't have a rational conversation with them, right? And So at some point, our laws have to change and be like, hey, are you suffering from schizophrenia? You've been diagnosed with schizophrenia. I know you don't want treatment. I know you don't want medication. I know you don't want to live in a rehabilitation, but you're gonna come with us, right? Because you've been homeless past 5 years. You've been arrested, in and out, arrested. You've suffered violence. You've committed violence. So we're gonna take you. So medications have their own side effects. There's not enough therapy and support. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is like if we took a fraction of the $100 billion that our buddy Joe Biden has given to Ukraine, right? So in the past 2 years, he's given $100 billion to a foreign country to for a war that has nothing to do with us. So take just a fraction of that 100 billion that you've given for free to the country where your son Hunter Biden used to be a CEO of a big company over there. So take some of that money, invest it here on Americans that need help, the homeless people, the addiction, right? This epidemic, right? That you don't want to address, you don't want to tackle. Open up institutions, right? Hire doctors and staff to not only give medication but also support, and basically they're going to live there to try, So that's just my opinion, but I think we can all agree that something needs to be done, whether that's overhauling healthcare for the mentally ill or banning guns, drastic measures for drastic situations. Um, yeah, appreciate your opinion nonetheless. It's awesome. Mary Nieves, hello. Tater Dom, Howard, do you know where we can get some of those candles? Look up Mellow Wax. mellow wax. Look that up. Nereida is her name, right? I can't remember the last name, but you guys will love it. Bo the chemist, Bo the biochemist. Thank you for talking about all these hard to discuss real topics that deserve the attention. Mental health is so bad nowadays. It's like one of those topics that it's really hard to discuss because there isn't a simple solution, right? Politicians really avoid talking about mental illness because there's really not a cut and dry. You'll have cheap politicians that just, well, we're gonna ban guns. We're gonna ban guns, right? Because they're just trying to appease a crowd, right? They're just trying to appease this group and that group and that group, but they know damn very well it's not that easy, right? Can't just wave a wand or sign a piece of paper and just take away any of the amendments, right, in the Constitution. It just doesn't work that way. Uh, so uh, so instead of really tackling the real issue, right, the drugs in this country, the mental health issues, um, you know, they'd rather talk about things that can't be done. So yeah. Tater Dom, if I hear from Nereida, her name is Nereida Lopez, right? Look for her on Facebook, Nereida Lopez, Neryda Lopez on Facebook, and maybe you could find her and she could tell you how you can purchase those. Q Pie, how's your weekend? My weekend was really good. Jose Reyes, violence needs to stop. Absolutely, I agree with that. Violence needs to stop. I think politicians, they don't want to offend this side or that side, and I think when you have dialogue and discourse, you're going to offend somebody, right? So we can't be afraid to offend people, right? And it's through dialogue. It's just discussion. You just talk about it. What's your side, and I'll listen to it. Nah, I don't agree with it. I respectfully disagree, right? I know where you're coming from, right? But I've lived on this earth 48 years. I've served in the military. I kind of understand the Constitution a little bit. Um, there's just a lot of knuckleheads doing stupid things out there, and we have a permissive government, a permissive DAs, police that don't arrest people when they commit crimes, and so the crime continues. The crime gets bad, 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 and um, it's just we're not really dealing with the issue. We're just not. Dirt Star Master, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you, lady. Have a good night. Thank you. La Señora de Alvarez is in California. Thanks for tuning in, La Señora de Alvarez. Joining the military at 29. Yeah, they'll take you. They'll take anybody. Shoot, they're. It's cool. Yeah, go do it, man. You have an advantage because you're older, more mature. Whereas when you're young, yeah, that immaturity and it's kind of a handicap for you. But when you're young, but when you're 29, I think that's a good age. Mid 20s probably the best time because you're still young enough physically. 29, you start getting that dad bod, right? But as long as you're good physically, then you'll be fine. If you want to go kill bad guys, join the army, the infantry, or the Marines. If you want to do nothing, just get a suntan, go get Coast Guard. Uh, if you want to do nothing with the uh, the Air Force is cool too. They're good people. The Navy's the Navy's cool. You travel with the Navy a lot. Buki loves dad bods. Anybody here have a dad bod? Because Buki is interested in a dad bod. There need to be harsher punishment for parole violations. I agree, but they're letting people out. They're not letting people complete their sentence. They're letting people out, and so these people are recommitting offenses, and it's a cycle. It's a cycle because they're trying to please everybody. Yeah, overcrowding, because they've shut down some other prisons, and yeah, I say just try not to commit crime. Try to be a good person, right? So like, I'm gonna give you guys this little story. Um, you'll have people like Carla. Like Carla's mom got deported, right? Carla's mom committed a crime. She got caught. She has no legal status in the United States. So after you get released from jail, prison, they throw you out of the country because you can't be committing crimes here when you're not a citizen, right? So that, to me, that's simple to understand. so 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 you'll have people that are want to make everything about race and this and that, and you'll have them and they'll say, if we weren't so racist towards Carla's mom, Carla wouldn't have been separated from her mom, and she'd have her mom. And I go, I'm gonna call BS on that, because when an American father, right, he has 5 kids, right, American, any color, you pick a color, any American, right, he has legal status. If tomorrow he robs a bank, he gets caught, right, he's gonna go to prison for at least 5 years, probably more. Okay. So he's separating himself. So is the government, the police, the government, are they being racist and they separating him from his children? No, that guy, that idiot, made a bad decision, right? And he separated himself from his family, right? He tried to take a shortcut in life, right? And there are no shortcuts. You have to bust your ass every single day. So when people say that, you listen to it, right? But you don't have to believe everything people say. Look at it and like, yeah, scrutinize it, right? And so I understand what you're saying, but you can't create excuses for Carla or for anybody. There's no bad person out there, right? The government, the police, the racist, this racist, all that racist crap. Most of it, I just throw it away. But so I call it out. It's this. Carla's mom committed a crime. She shouldn't have committed the crime. Now she has to do the time. She did the time, and now she's not welcome in this country anymore. She has to be thrown out. So Carla's mom should have thought about not committing a crime before, like, doesn't that make sense? Right? It wasn't racism, it wasn't the evil police. It was Carla's mom making the decision, right, to take a shortcut in life instead of working hard, busting your ass like me, like my mom, like most Americans, right? She's like, I'm gonna cut in line. I'm gonna cut in line. I'm gonna try to make money. She got caught. Those are the circumstances, right? That's consequences for making poor decisions, right? So don't condone it. Don't make excuses for it by saying it's racist, right? Um, so yeah, makes sense to me. Jennifer Amanda Nunez. Hello, Jennifer. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Buki says, I feel like it's one thing to have the opportunity to be here. If you come here illegally, at least try to be productive. Yeah, absolutely. I get that. Um, don't draw attention to yourself, right? For the wrong reasons, right? Don't draw attention to yourself, right? If you already know you're here illegally, like you have no paper, no legal documents, right? So whether you want to call people illegal or their legal status or whatever term doesn't offend people, right? Because everything offends people nowadays. But um, you know, uh, you think an American could go to Mexico and just start waving the American flag and hey, I'm not going to learn Spanish. I'm going to learn English. You guys have to change your language to me. You guys have to accommodate me, right? You got to change all the documentation in English, right? So I can understand. You know what they would do? You just disappear, man. Like you'd be gone, right? But that's what other countries do here, right? People come here and say, "Hey, you got to give me this, you got to give me that," And these dumbass politicians, yeah, we don't want to offend you. So what do you need? We're gonna give it to you. Dummies, big dummies. So, anyways, why are we talking about this? Like, how do we get off topic? I've been talking for an hour. Holy jeez. Seems like I just logged on 15 minutes ago. I'm really not looking forward to next Saturday, 103 degrees. Oh my gosh. I'm not looking forward to that at all. At all. I'm gonna eat. I don't know. So I had menudo earlier, red menudo. Menudo. It wasn't. It was good, but I'm kind of full from it. But I'm gonna be hungry in a little bit when I get off of here. I'm gonna go eat. Uh, I went to my mom's yesterday and she made beans with cheese, and it tastes really good. So that's what I'm gonna have right now when I get off of here. A bean and cheese burrito. Seems so basic. Sandra Castro gonna be 95 degrees. Man, it's warming up where we're at, Sandra. I feel your pain. Dirk Starmaster, do you see cars losing paint around you because of the heat? No, that's a myth. Carlotta beans are so healthy and good. Yeah, she made a really good salsa too, and it tasted really good. So yeah. Buki is in California freezing her butt off. That sucks. Um, Anybody going on vacation this summer? I think I'm gonna go to Sedona for maybe a weekend. So that's not a vacation, but it's like a little getaway. Anybody going anywhere? Name, name where. Tell me where you're going. Excuse me. Eventually, I want to go back to Europe. I want to visit Europe. I want to go like to Italy and France. um, where else? I want to go to Korea. I want to go to Japan. Go to the Philippines. I've been to Vegas. I've never been to Florida. I want to go to Utah. I want to go Bryce Canyon, Utah. Right, the wave. They have like really nice, very scenic over there. Japan, Japan. Where in Japan? Zion National Park, definitely in Utah, right? SL Conley is going to Washington. Cool. Sedona's beautiful. Yup. Disneyland. I haven't been to Disneyland for one time, and that was enough for me. I'll never go back. I got something in my throat. Hold on. I got something wrong with me. I'm choking. I'm dying over here. You guys haven't sent me water, so I have to drink. I want to go to Hawaii, but the Big Island. I've been to Honolulu and Maui. I was in. I landed in Honolulu, and I went to the North Shore last year. So I'm definitely gonna go back to Hawaii for sure. Gonna go back. Um, I'm gonna stay away from Mexico because they're cutting people's heads down there. So Mario Sereno is gonna go to Guadalupe. Nice. Kyoto, Japan. It's awesome. Turks and Caicos in the Caribbean, right? Wings of Wongs. We need a channel like yours in Texas. Create one. April Cardenas is going to London and Paris in August. That's so cool. Live, laugh, love. I would love to go to the beautiful beaches in Jamaica someday. That's my dream vacation. Really? Wow. Um, I want to go somewhere where it's like safe, where you don't have to worry about, you know, just knuckleheads. So we'll see. Have never been on a cruise. I need to go. I need to do that. I want to go to Sweden too. I'm gonna go to Sweden. I'm telling you guys all the places I'm gonna go to. Sweden, Japan, South Korea, Italy, France. I've already been to Spain. I would go to Spain again, but I need to start like going like once a year at least once a year to these places. Utah is pretty darn safe. No, I'm talking like out of the country, right? When I go out of the country, a lot of places, believe it or not, they don't like Americans, so you're always a target. Ireland, I don't know about Ireland. It seems like a cool country. They're very nice. That weather, that weather of just that cloud that doesn't move. That would bug me. Jay Olivares is going to Cali, Colombia. Cool. My friend went to Jerusalem and Egypt. Awesome. Venice, Italy was your favorite place that you visited. That's awesome. Venice. Is Venice the one that has the floating, or is that Florence? The little, or those guys that stand up and is that Venice or Florence, Italy? Where do a little river that goes through I can't remember. Venice. Cool. Awesome. Amsterdam. Awesome. I think that's where was Anne Frank. Was she from did she live in Amsterdam? I'm pretty sure she lived in Amsterdam, right? She was hiding in Amsterdam. Anne Frank, the Diary of Anne Frank. Anne Frank. South Africa, Venice, Italy, the gondolas boat. Gondolas. Belgium, interesting. Germany. So again, I'm a World War II historian. I'm just like history in general. So if I went to Germany, I would go visit all Berlin, like the sites of, because so many buildings in in Europe still exist that experience, World War II and World War One. They're still around. Shoot, there's some buildings in Berlin that have holes there from being shot at. So interesting. Maldives, I think it's a Caribbean nation. Nico Romero, my son's mom is from Venezuela. Cool. Frankfurt, Germany. Awesome. Techniques. What's up, bro? My first time on your live, but I do watch all your videos. Awesome. Thank you for tuning in to the live. Appreciate you, Techniques. Nigeria. I have zero interest in going to Nigeria. I'm gonna get off the plane. I'm gonna get scammed somehow. Art drinking agua fresca. Georgetown Master. I would love to see Auschwitz in Poland. My sister thinks it's weird for wanting to visit that. That's not weird at all. I think it's. I think it's. I think it's cool. I would go to. I think it's cool visiting there, right? Not cool what happened there, right? But that's part of history. That's history of humanity. So that should never be taken away. I would love to go there to go see where it all happened, right? So kind of like as a as a way to remember and honor the dead, basically. I've always wanted to see Versailles. Wow, Versailles, France, right? The Treaty of Versailles. That's how the World War I ended. The Treaty of Versailles. The was signed by the World War I opponents in France. New Zealand. I would go to New Zealand. I would go. Sounds interesting. Techniques. My daughter lives in Chandler, Arizona. Cool. Jeff, I gotta go to bed. Art, have a good night. Appreciate you, Jeff. Thank you for joining. You're awesome. You have a good night. Rest, and I hope you start your week off on the right foot. Thank you, brother. Have a good night. Vietnam. The problem about going to Vietnam is they have a lot of active landmines down there. So you got to make sure we're got to work. I guess you can only stay on the city, I guess, but yeah, Vietnam would be interesting. Matt is in Mesa. Cool. Gypsy went to Greece and they weren't friendly. That sucks. Buki, have you went to the museums of tolerance? I don't know if they have more than one, but we have one here in Cali and it's so cool. Um, I don't I don't think I've ever been to one of those museums. We're watching Haney versus Lomachenko. Yeah, I'll probably watch it. Linda Orgel, have a good night. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Pompeii, yes, Pompeii. I would love to go to Pompeii because the town is pretty much intact because it got buried by all the ash from Vesuvius. Mount Vesuvius erupted, and Pompeii was really close to basically underneath the volcano. It erupted, and all the ash fell and covered the city, the little town, and people died because of all the ash. They the sky turned black. They couldn't see, and they're just feet upon feet of a layer and layer of ash. And man, they uncovered the city. They like literally took out all the ash and uncovered, people, humans, their houses and their work. And really, I want to go there. I'm gonna go to Pompeii. Not today, not tomorrow, but eventually. You guys talked me into it. Which countries in Africa would be interesting? Africa, damn, I don't even know what's in Africa. Uh, I don't know. I'm not a big. I don't know that stuff doesn't really interest me because it really what's happened down there. I don't really know. Do they have? We're familiar with what's happened in Europe and in the countries and this and that. But when you say Africa, like I really can't. I draw like a blank when it comes to Africa. Ghana, I can't recall anything in Ghana. Rwanda, there was a genocide in Rwanda, right? This group hated this group, and they try to kill all these people. There was a genocide in Rwanda, right? Ghana, I think this faction didn't like this faction. This warlord was fighting this warlord, and they were killing each other. So I don't want to get caught up in the middle when they're fighting. Brenda, what's up, Brenda? Coming in all late. She must have been watching some UFC or boxing or something. Gosh, I had dinner at Chef Gordon Ramsay's new Hell's Kitchen in DC. Man, Brenda goes all the cool places. She watches all the cool fights and she goes all the cool places. Brenda needs to hook it up. Buki, they give you a card with the child's picture on it when you enter. And at the end of the tour, they give you a printout to tell you if they survived. That's sad. And they are still excavating parts of Pompeii. It was basically a Las Vegas of that era. Man, that's awesome. I need to research that. That's so cool. To me, like Rome was like fascinating, right? The Romans, man, they could have conquered the world, but they didn't. Brenda says yes, Rwanda. It was the Hutus versus the Tutsis. Laura, hello. Yeah, it's sad. So, I don't know. Dirt Star Master, my buddy's reserve. He's stationed in Somalia. He said it's terrible down there. Absolutely. Karen Casalas, bro. I'd love to go to Bora Bora off the coast of South Africa. Is that where that's at? Bora Bora? Always thought Bora Bora was in the Caribbean for some reason. Yeah, thanks, Bora Bora. Let's go to Bora Bora. London's Adventures. Hello. Ricky B, prayers for the victims of the Texas mall shootings, prayers for everyone in addiction, prayers for loss of Phoenix. God bless everyone. Absolutely, Ricky. Thank you for recognizing that. And sometimes we complain, right, about our lives. Poor us, right? Our team are lost, or I woke up late today, or uh, you know, I didn't make $250,000 this year. Uh, but sadly, there are people that they woke up yesterday, they went to the mall, and they didn't make it home because some idiot. But yeah, we have to recognize that we're blessed and we're fortunate to be alive. So my name is Mo from Toronto, Canada. I'm sober 2 years after a stint in rehab. I lost everything. Meth took away everything except my life. But I'm here clean and sober, chilling with my daughter who's 9. Mo, congratulations on your recovery. 2 years of sobriety. That's awesome. You've reclaimed an opportunity to live another, second life, basically, right? So I think your daughter is lucky. She's fortunate that you fought hard. Please don't go back, right? Because you're going to lose so much more, and your opportunities to succeed dwindle if you keep failing, right? So learn from your mistakes and stay sober. So thank you for sharing, Mo. You're awesome. Appreciate you. Colombian Princess, hello. Were these shootings and rampages prevalent when you were growing up? No. Um, I mean, you've always had like cases of knuckleheads, right? In the '60s, there was this. You guys could Google it up. Google it. It's a Texas A&M. I forgot his name. He was a white kid. He was a student at Texas A&M. He went up to the clock tower at Texas A&M on the campus, and had his rifle, and he was sniping people. Right, he was just students. Um, his name was Charles Whitman, I believe. Charles Whitman. So obviously mentally ill. That was back in the '60s. Charles Whitman. Uh, so there's always been knuckleheads, right? Is it University of Texas? Somewhere in Texas, Texas A&M or University of Texas. Somewhere in Texas, he climbed the tower, the clock, and he had a vantage point of everybody on campus, and he was just taking people out. Uh, so mental illness has been there, right? Mental illness has been there. But I could point out in Japan, there's just people that have mentally ill. They'll I can't think of their names, but they'll want to harm people. So people just do it with different type of weapons. Unfortunately, sad. The DR is beautiful. The Dominican Republic, yeah, you can buy like five tacos for like $2 or $1 actually, right? It's like really the US dollar goes a long way of purchase power in the DR, the Dominican Republic. Jake Trujillo, hello Art, joining from Colorado. Boulder, Colorado is getting hit hard with the trank drug. Man, tell your family and friends and coworkers about that. Tell them to stay away from that crap. Um, cool. So it looks like we're all going to different places this summer, right? We're all going to go travel different places. That's awesome. You guys all have plans. Destiny, thanks for joining. Destiny, haven't seen you in a long time. Appreciate you. Sandra Castro, look up the history of Pozole. Very interesting. I'm gonna have to do that. Just because you said Sandra, just because you have a cool last name. I usually listen to people with cool last names. That's funny. Gypsy loves green chili pozole. Green chili pozole. I think I prefer the red one for some reason. Dolores Cano Martinez in Minnesota. Hello to you and your mom. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you guys. Sandra Castro says it was kind of sickening to know the history of pozole. Hmm, man, that's funny. Dolores says it's a long day. We just started the beekeeping season. Man, that is so cool. So Dolores is a beekeeper. You're the first beekeeper I've ever known in my entire life. So you have to wear that little white thing and the big old Darth Vader white helmet thing to handle the little bees, or do you do that for like to get their honey or pollinate stuff, or like, how does that work? Do you get stung? What's that little vapor? You know that little white smoke stuff? What is that for? Marsha Ordrul, bonjour art. Made it. My husband is getting his suitcase packed. He is leaving for Toronto, Canada, only 4 days. She said only he's only gonna be gone for 4 days. I wanted it to be 8 days, but it's only 4 days. Marsha, thanks for joining all the way in France. That's awesome. Appreciate you. And hopefully your husband has a safe trip to Toronto, Canada. Gypsy sells unfiltered honey from Guanajuato. Wow. Bryce Gardner wants to visit Europe. That is so cool. That is awesome. I got some interesting subscribers, beekeepers, and people all over the world. And that's so awesome. I'm lucky. I'm getting hungry. I'm getting hungry, is all I know. Brian, drugs are no joke. Up here in Wisconsin, our homelessness population is even getting higher, and it gets cold up here. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna continue to get worse. Uh, so, did you see the Mr. Beast controversy? Is it his friend Chris? Something about his friend Chris. He was married, and he's a man, married, has a kid, and all of a sudden he switched to the other side, and that's all I've heard about Mr. Beast. So I just pray for those folks. That's all you could do. Gypsy is still thirsty. Gypsy needs more beer. Dogs says, I'm going to be in Galveston by the cruise ships tomorrow. Maybe I should just get on one and disappear instead of going to the doctor. Hey, dogs, yeah, you have to get news right from your doctor. You just go get checked out or whatever. So hopefully it's good news. Brian Mater, Mr. Biden isn't helping matters. I think they just did a poll, and 63% of Americans do not think that he's mentally stable enough to continue with his administration. Yeah, he hasn't been mentally stable for the past 2 years. Why would it be? He's not going to get better, this year, or the remaining of the year, or next year. He's going to, like, with age, your mind dwindles. So, thank you guys. How do you feel about RFK or Robert? Was it Fitzgerald, or Robert Francis Kennedy? So, anyways, his father was Robert Kennedy, right? John Kennedy's brother. Um, he's interesting, but I don't. They're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna put him. The Democrats won't put him in the running. I think he's like 78 or 79, or he's up there in age, man. It's kind of sad because he used to talk normal, just like 4 years ago, it was like a normal, and then all of a sudden, just I think it's too much pressure. Like everything he has to do is going quick. It's going. We're seeing it. We're seeing the way he talks, the way he rambles, the way pretty soon he'll start, just going crazy. So It's kind of sad, you know. It's really sad. Cognitive decline. Yeah, it's um, when you get older, but not all older people. There's 90-year-olds that they're sharp, right? They're mentally sharp. So it's not just automatically when you're 79, 78. You know, it's just him that all of a sudden the past 2 years he's just gone downhill like drastically. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But should I eat? I also have I have a bean burrito, and I have no a bean and cheese burrito. Okay, so I have that, and I also have she gave me some like uh, ceviche. So a bean burrito and some ceviche, and one of these. That's gonna be dinner, gang. That's gonna be dinner. V, what does it say? VRN, hi from Northern Arizona. That's awesome. Thanks for tuning in all the way from Northern Arizona. Nice and cool up there. I'll think of you next Saturday. What's 103 degrees here? It'll be 80 degrees up north. That sucks. Valvina China Ruiz is in Fresno, California. She's a bulldog, Valvina. I've never heard of the name Valvina before. That's a cool name. China Ruiz. Laura, I think is going to be yum. Have the bean burrito for breakfast. Yoli, I don't eat just anything, only yummy things, Yoli. I only eat yummy things that are delicious. Daniel from Texas, eat the burrito. Dirt Star Master, I'm a full blood conservative. I will never vote for Ramos. And hello from the Philippines. Drugs are everywhere. You never succeed with drugs. And thanks for tuning in all the way from Philippines. There was somebody here earlier. I can't remember her name, but she was from the Philippines too. Maybe you guys are like neighbors or something. But thanks for tuning in, and I appreciate you. Stay safe out there. Drugs absolutely do suck. Don't do it. Karen, eggplant rollatini I made was delicious tonight. I don't know what eggplant is, and I don't know what rollatini is. So I'm gonna have to Google that, Karen. I'll let you know what I think of it. Uh, Buki StreamYard. Yeah, I need to look into that. Lupita Mendoza, hello. Eat the ceviche. I should. Valvina, you're welcome. Sandra, have it all. Yay. Lupita is late, but she made it. Art, you can't eat cheese. I can. Just I can't go like crazy, like eating cheese whenever I want. So get a little bit. Dogs, give me the burrito. Lupita is here. Cool. Yoli, your mom made it, so it must be delicious. Absolutely. Lupita, Cali, love your way. Cool. Bryce Gardner, Beetlejuice. That's a cool movie. The Ghost with the Most. Was it Michael Keaton, right? Beetlejuice. It's funny. It's a cool movie. Haven't seen it in a long time. Dogs is gonna do Mexican food tomorrow after the doctor. Filipino dry mango is the best snack ever. I think I tasted that and it was okay. Jose, is Ken keeping in touch with Carlita? That's a good question. Last time I interviewed Carlita, I asked her that and she said no. So I'm not sure what's going on with them. So That's funny. Um, let me see. The weekend is over. Yeah, yeah. The weekend is over. Dolores says, my dad was a beekeeper in Mexico. So when he immigrated to the US, he found a way to continue his beekeeping hobby. So we just do it to get honey. I find it very therapeutic. That is so cool, Dolores. That is awesome. Um, that is so, so cool. I think that that is very therapeutic and getting honey and helping out the bees somehow. I don't know. I really don't understand how that process works. Beekeeping, but if it's a hobby and that you like it and it keeps you busy and entertained and you find it therapeutic, then keep doing it. It's awesome. Very cool. I don't know if I don't know if I'm patient enough to do beekeeping, right? If I got bit one time by a bee, like I would blame it on all the bees forever. So yeah, yeah. Yoli is gonna make a grilled cheese. Awesome. What's your hobby? Man, I used to hike a lot. I used to go to the gym a lot. That used to be my hobby, but YouTube stuff kind of took over. Jason Bourne, hello. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Marsha, many beekeepers here in France. My favorite is lavender honey. Lavender honey, never heard of that ever. Is it lavender? Wow. Need to Google that. Gypsy, my honey from Guanajuato is like melted butter. It sells so fast, I can barely keep up with the orders. Wow. So there's different types of honey. Wow, interesting. Valvina China Ruiz became a super fan. Thank you, Valvina. You're awesome. You're gonna become a moderator. You're gonna help me moderate when I have people comment crazy stuff. You gotta block. You gotta boot them out. Karen plants tons of sunflowers. The bees seem to love them. That is so cool. They pollinate, right? Cecilia Baca, I'm good. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. What are your thoughts on Ryan rejoining Team Canelo? I don't really pay too much attention to those guys. They're not. I used to pay attention to like to Mike Tyson and because back in the '90s, I was a kid. I was watching all that stuff, right? Chavez, right? Because growing up, because those are like real boxers, right? They committed 100%. No social media, no nothing. It was they want to be champs and do it for the right reason. And nowadays, it just doesn't exist. Sports has changed so much the past 20 years. It's sad. My honey has like 7 different vitamins and antioxidants. That is so cool. I never know. I thought honey was honey. I thought honey was honey, but you guys are telling me there's lavender honey, there's honey that's like melts like butter and it tastes different. And what is happening? I need to inform myself on these honey varieties, right? Valvina is has admin skills. Yay! Thank you, Valvina, for becoming a super fan. You're awesome. I appreciate you. Ray Boom Boom Mancini is a friend. Ray Boom Boom Mancini. I remember watching him, Ray Boom Boom Mancini, back in the day, long time ago. Who is your favorite boxer? My favorite boxer. You guys have never heard of him ever. Um, he's he's Mexican, right? He died at an early age. I think he was like 22 years old when he died. Um, what else? He became champ. Um, did he become a champ? Or he didn't get he died in a car accident. He died in that car accident in Mexico. In his Porsche. His Porsche killed him. He ran into the back of a truck. Um, uh, trying to give you guys facts. If you guys know the names, if you guys know the name. But to me, he's my favorite boxer because he had the potential to do so, like, just be amazing, right? But Salvador Sanchez. When I want to watch boxing, like real good boxing, right? Like I don't watch Canelo, I don't watch Ryan, I don't watch Mayweather, I don't watch any of those idiots from today. Okay, I have to go back, have to go on YouTube and watch Salvador Sanchez fight the guy from Puerto Rico. Man, what is his name? Hold on. Here's a fight you guys have to watch. Uh, hold on. Let me. He was 23 years old when he died. 23. Dang. Um, hold on. Watch Azuma Nelson and Salvador Sanchez. That was an amazing fight. Okay, gotta have to watch that. Azuma Nelson and Salvador Sanchez. Okay, Wilfredo Gomez. Okay, Wilfredo Gomez. They used to call him the Mexican killer because every time he fought a Mexican, like he would always like knock him out. He had vicious power in his right hand. Like he would knock people out with Wilfredo Gomez, and uh, and uh, and you guys have to watch it. You guys have to watch that. Juan Laporte, another Puerto Rican, jacked him up. Patrick Ford jacked him up. Danny Lopez, he fought him twice, jacked him up. Ruben Castillo jacked him up. Felix Trinidad's father, you remember Felix Trinidad? Well, he beat Felix Trinidad's dad. um, you guys have to watch. You guys have to go watch those fights. So, anyways, that's what I do. I go back. I go on YouTube and I watch. Like when I watch NFL games, I go to 1985 and watch. The Bears beat New England, right? Um, I'll watch games from back when they used to be like real sports, real. Now it's so different. Like NBA, the way the NBA is today, it's a lot different. You want to watch real NBA games, you have to go back to like the 80s and 90s when it was real basketball. Yeah, Arturo Gatti versus Mickey Ward. I remember I watched those fights, right? When they were happening, like the rivalry, right? They were just going back and forth, and it's amazing. WrestleMania. I watched the first WrestleMania, the second WrestleMania, the cage matches. It was that was awesome. Even though it was fake, but it was awesome. But he said butterbean. Macho Man. Yeah, I remember when Julio Cesar Chavez beat him bad too. Beat Macho Man. He just ran the whole time because he felt the power and he didn't want to get knocked out. That's what he wanted. He I'm not gonna beat this guy. I'm just gonna stay away from his right hand because I don't want to die. Um, Crazy. Jan Wyborn is in New Zealand. Thanks for joining, Jan. You're awesome. Tyson mentioned Salvador Sanchez's favorite also. Yeah, Tyson was a student of boxing. Like he studied boxing before he really got into boxing because his mentor, his coach, Customato, was a trainer that trained the old style fighters. So Customato, he had a bunch of VCR tapes of fighters going all the way back to the 1920s and 30s. So Tyson would watch those fights. And yeah, what happened with Baby? I have not seen Baby in like 8 or 9 months. Brenda likes my Macho Man T-shirt. I need to wear it. I haven't worn it in a long time. 90s UFC. I remember the first. I remember the first UFC. Right, no rules. You could eye gouge. You could bite. You could pull people's hair. You could use. It was no rule. Like no rules existed. That was cool. And then rules, they had to put in rules because guys are doing stupid stuff. Hoist Gracie, Ken Shamrock, Don Fry, love it. Maromero Baez, yeah, he was pretty cool. Maromero and what was the other guy from Tijuana? What was his name? The guy that Michael Carbajal beat. I forgot. Ken Shamrock was in the UFC. Yup, back in the day. Chavez beat Mayweather's uncle twice. Eric Morales, Barrera, yeah, all those guys. Eric Castillo. So, anyways, gang, I'm out of here. I'm getting hungry. I'm getting real hungry. That's how I know it's time to tap out when I'm on the the tripa, right? The tripa's tapping out. So thank you guys for joining me. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Hopefully you guys had fun talking to me for an hour and 47 minutes, but who's counting? Thank you guys for joining me. 100 of you were joining me, giving me a little bit of your time. It was nice catching up and hearing your guys' stories and where you guys want to go for vacation, all this cool stuff. So let's do it again. We'll do it again for maybe I'll log in. I'll log in this week for sure, either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. I'll log in and say hi. But you guys stay safe. Yeah, you have a good night. Brush your tooth, say your prayers, and we'll talk tomorrow. Okay. Thank you guys. Good night. Bye.